We are ready for first pitch here in Petco Park. The Chicago Cubs and the San Diego Padres. Top of the first, the Cubs due up. Dexter Fowler as the leadoff man with Kris Bryant, then Anthony Rizzo. Arguably three of the best hitters on this loaded lineup for the Chicago Cubs under head coach Joe Maddon. Christian Friedrich on the mound for the San Diego Padres. The first pitch, fastball, outside, low, but for a strike. 0-1 to Dexter Fowler. Christian Friedrich, first-year pitcher for the Padres. In his fourth season overall in the MLB, the curveball, inside and low, but sneaks in for a strike. 0-2 count to Dexter Fowler. Was mainly a relief pitcher for Colorado, was Friedrich. Friedrich sets, delivers a fastball, ground ball, hit sharply to shortstop. Luis Sardinas hurls a sidearm throw to Will Myers at first. One down for San Diego in the top of the first. Kris Bryant up next for the Chicago Cubs here in Petco Park. Friedrich, as I was saying, a relief pitcher mainly for the Colorado Rockies from 2012 to 2015 when he played for the Rockies. Was designated for assignment earlier this season. The Angels claimed him off of waivers, but then deemed he had a shoulder injury and sent him back to Colorado, and they immediately cut him. The first throw to Kris Bryant, fastball, outside and low for a ball. 1-0 count to Kris Bryant, the second place man for home runs in the National League. Friedrich, a fastball, hits the dirt before even getting to the plate. 2-0 to Kris Bryant. Bryant hit a home run in Petco Park last night, and he has 32 on the season now. That places him second next to Nolan Arenado. Friedrich, another fastball outside, 3-0 count. Friedrich has some time to work against one of the most talented hitters in Kris Bryant for the Chicago Cubs. Thinking about possibly walking him with a 3-0 count. Friedrich sets, delivers a fastball high and outside. Bryant will walk over to first base. One on for the Chicago Cubs. One out for the San Diego Padres in the top of the first. 0-0 here in Petco Park. Next up for the Chicago Cubs will be Anthony Rizzo making his way to the plate. Rizzo, a former Padre, was traded to the Cubs in 2012, and a lot of people forget about that note that Rizzo once was a San Diego Padre. He was traded as he was the top first baseman prospect in the Padres organization and in the MLB overall. First pitch to Rizzo, high but for a strike, 0-1 count. Rizzo was traded, and in that deal, the Padres most notably received back Andrew Cashner, who was traded earlier this season for the San Diego Padres, dealt in a deal for some prospects. Seems to be the theme for the Padres this season. Friedrich, the 0-1, a curveball outside, 1-1 count to Anthony Rizzo. Kris Bryant on first, 1-1 count to Anthony Rizzo, top of the first, one out. Christian Friedrich eyes the home plate. Christian Bethancourt back catching for Friedrich this afternoon, his second day in a row catching, normally the backup catcher to Derek Norris. Rizzo takes the time at the plate. Friedrich and Bethancourt readjust and get back ready for the pitch. Bethancourt, a player at catcher that was traded to the Padres last season from the Atlanta Braves. Friedrich sets, delivers, curveball outside, wasted behind the plate by Rizzo into the stands. Christian Bethancourt, the backup catcher to Derek Norris, caught last night though and has had some success hitting this season, loves the long ball, but has struggled with that average. Rizzo, on the other hand, doesn't struggle at all, boasting a .301 average. The next pitch to Rizzo, high fly ball to right field. Kivelhan under it for the Padres. He collects it, and Bryant will trot back to first. That ball had some skip off the bat, but could not get far enough into right field. Kivelhan Patrick Kivelhan corrals it, and the Padres have 2 down to the Chicago Cubs with Ben Zobrist making his way to the plate. Patrick Kivelhan, a player in right field that took a little bit of a different angle to that ball. He's a new right fielder, has played mainly third base coming up through the minor leagues. But the Padres believe he could be an outfielder for them moving forward. He was claimed off of waivers just 3 weeks ago from the San Diego Padres. The first pitch to Zobrist, high outside, but for a strike. 0-1 count with 2 down, 1 on, Chris Bryant on first. 0-0 between the Chicago Cubs and the San Diego Padres. Christian Friedrich eyes Chris Bryant at first, delivers low and inside, 1-1 count to Ben Zobrist. Zobrist, a player for the Cubs that was signed in the offseason. 4-year deal with Chicago. Has 14 home runs on the season. And with that trade, Starlin Castro went to the Yankees to make room for Zobrist at second base. A curveball in, line drive out into left field. Zobrist rounds first, Chris Bryant to second. He'll stay there as Alex Dickerson corrals the ball in left field. 2 on for the Chicago Cubs, 2 outs in the top of the first. Ben Zobrist was able to get around on that ball, make contact, the everyday second baseman for the Chicago Cubs, and that sends up Addison Russell for the Cubs. Russell, the shortstop, the infield tandem. Christian Friedrich at the mound, Christian Bethancourt behind the plate for the San Diego Padres. 2 on, Bryant at second, Zobrist at first with Addison Russell up at the plate for the Chicago Cubs. Bethancourt calls time and comes out to talk with Friedrich about their plan to get Addison Russell out of this game and retire the side. Addison Russell, surprisingly, although he boasts just a .249 average, has the most RBI by a shortstop in the National League. And if you think about it, it's not too hard to see why with the hitters he has in front of him. Friedrich delivers fastball back into the stands from Addison Russell. The Cubs lineup so loaded this season that Russell, although he's not hitting the ball as well as he would like, basically has runners on base almost every time he comes up to the plate with the start of that lineup that the Cubs have. Also has 18 home runs on the season. Friedrich looks back at Bryant at second. Fastball away. Russell sprays it out into right field. Patrick Kivelhan goes under it for the Padres, and that will retire the side. The Padres come out of the top of the first unscathed, although 2 got on. Due up for the Padres in the bottom of the first. Jankowski, Myers, and Jan Hervis Solarte.